Alexandre, right in front right
Hello,
here.
brother.
Before we get into the fight, I have to ask about the jacket. I guess how proud of you to get that 50 test jacket and become the 85th athlete.
I feel so happy because I think when you talk about the doping test and all that stuff, when you're thinking about we fight with another man and it's very dangerous if you're someone like I use steroids or stuff like that to get better performance in the octagon, that's very dangerous sport, and especially if you thinking about use some substance to get advantage about that, and that's why I think that's very important. You have like a very secured control about the steroids and everything you can use, It's very important to make this sport clean, because when you fight in the octagon, you can take someone live, and I will respect everybody make this sport clean.
What's the most annoying place that they've showed up to take it? Like the test, like the drug test you have to take? Like it's always random. So I guess what's the weirdest place they've shown up?
He go to my city in Arraial do Cabo, like 3 hours from the capital, Rio de Janeiro. I never believe someone can go there. And I've been very surprised when I see the guys knock my door there.
Looking at Josh, I guess what do you make of him as an opponent? Because you already got to face off with him. He's coming off of what many people consider the best fight of the year. You finally kind of get a fresh opponent that's not a rematch. So just overall, what do you make of Josh's skill set in there?
He's looking amazing, 2025 is a great year for him, What a good journey, And I think he's a very inspiring a lot of this young generation, a lot of guys seeking the UFC belts not too far. You feel like if you make a very good work, and Josh make that, I think this is going to inspire a lot of guys from this new generation, especially the guys born in 2000. And I feel happy to face off someone like a very young and hungry like him.
He was in here and he said that your past opponents give you too much respect in the octagon. Like they kind of play into your game and he's not going to be that. He's going to only focus on himself and be fearless in there. So I guess what type of fight are you expecting from Josh?
I expect the best one. When you talk about to fight for the belt, I have the chance to fight for the belt one more time, That's my mindset all the time, I not go Saturday night to defend anything. I go to conquer another belt. And when you fight for the belt, you need to thinking about you in the prime time, And I finished a lot of guys to make this moment happen for me, And I know I'm gonna fight with the best, Josh Avan. And when you look to back, when he fight to Royval, he just have 2 weeks short notes. I know I'm gonna fight with someone much better. To fight with the Royval that night, he have a full camp for me. He have so much things to adjust, but at the same time, that's very good for me because I know who's my next opponent after my fight with the Kaikara France. He's stepping inside of the octagon, and I already know who's my next opponent, And I really respect Josh Avan, and that's why I'm training so much. I'm involved a lot in these 2 years. I don't leave the gym. A lot of guys ask me to be more social media and a lot of stuff like that, but I like to work in the gym. I want to be the pound for pound. I want to be the best fighter of the world. And it's very tough I conquer that because you have a lot of good champions right now. You have Makhachev, Merab, Topuria, Shimaev, Pereira, Volkanovski, so many great guys. I think that's the best time to be a UFC fan. But in the same time, it's very hard to fighters get this #1 position.
Well, I was going to ask about that. Do you feel like you're overlooked in the pound-for-pound rankings, considering how long you've been a champion in your division?
I think everybody's so great in this ranking. A lot of guys have good points. You see Shimaev on the feet, Topuria, Makhachev, like I look unstoppable, Merab, and I feel very happy to be part of that club. The best guys, the best fighter of the world. And what I want Saturday night is prove I'm the best one, That's what I try to follow. That's one of my goals.
Josh was in here and he said he considers you the greatest flyweight of all time because when he started MMA, Demetrius Johnson had already left the UFC. So he's only ever watched you fight because you were fighting for the belt when he joined the UFC. So I guess what do you make of him ranking you above DJ in the all-time flyweights?
I appreciate, I think he said that because he tried to beat me. And when you try to beat the best one, you now is the number one. He's a very smart kid. I hear a lot what he's talking about. He have very good mindset, the same mindset I have, and that's amazing because he's so young and keep that strong mind. I know I'm gonna face off with one of the best, but DJ has his own legacy. He makes so great things for us. That's why I'm here today because DJ opened the way, they opened the door for us. My fight dream is with DJ, but it's not gonna happen. And just thinking about myself right now, what can I do? And I have so much things to do in this division yet, Defend this belt, one of that. And I just look to Joshua. He's the next.
And just last one for me. I know you've been asked about Kyoji quite a bit, but Tetsuro Taira was just back here too, and he says he thinks if he becomes the first person to finish Brandon Moreno, he should be the one to get the next title shot. So I guess what do you make of the division as a whole? It seems like there's a lot of fresh new faces for you to fight.
That's amazing, amazing time to flyweight. We did an amazing job. All the guys from flyweight division. I think right now flyweight division can be one of the best division in UFC. So entertainment, have so much great fighters. You can rank top 1 to top 15, all good names. And especially right now, in the end of the year, you have so great fighters. You have Kyoji Guichi Tagir, amazing fighting. You have the same night Moreno and Tatsuro. You have Royval and Manel Cape. A lot of things can change in this end of the year, and it's so special. Grab this belt in times like that for my division.
In the back, way back here. Earlier this week, UFC showed some footage they captured of your sons giving you some inspirational messages. And I believe it was the oldest one who said to you, "Don't be afraid of success." And basically he's repeating those words back to you. What does that mean to you to have now your children old enough to really be aware of what it is that you do and for them to understand the power of your words?
I saw the video, and all the time I saw this video, my eyes come with the water. And it's so special to be a father of my 2 kids. That's the best title I have in my life. And we're talking about don't be afraid of the success. It's about you work very hard to conquer something, and but in the same time, your mind try to block you and maybe put you down, But if you make everything to make this possible, don't be afraid of the success. That's the word, And I think you can use this in all position in your life, When you have a tough challenge and you prepare yourself for that moment, don't afraid of the success. If you work very hard for get that, you're gonna take the victory, And that's the best thing I have in my life. That's the best title I have in my life be a dad.
I know when you told me last week, you're kind of looking at this as old school versus new school, and Joshua didn't like those comments. He thinks it's actually kind of taking away from yourself because it makes it seem like maybe you're on the way out as opposed to at the very top, and he wants full credit. I'm just curious what you think of that and him kind of taking issue in your framing of this fight.
I talk about that, Joshua is a smart guy, He's not a kid, he's a guy. And he have very strong mindset, and he put this in the table, He don't want to talk about this difference about the years, the age, the generation, because he think he can beat me, and if he did that, he don't want people say because Pantoja is past, he's old right now, He's smart. He choose very smart his words, and I happy for that because I know I'm gonna face off one of the best guys. someone's very ready for that moment, you know. When I have 24, I'm too far about this moment, and he make, you know, but I'm not ready to leave my belt, you know. I have opportunity to, one more time, get the chance to be the best flyweight in the world, and Saturday night I'm win.
Yeah, and he has his chance at history, right? He can be the first fighter born in the 2000s to win a UFC title, but I guess that's something that could be a positive on your end too, right? You can shut down a new generation fighter that's, you know, challenging for the gold in this era.
That's good, you know, because I feel this similar mindset, mine, Joshua Van, you know. I think when you bring all that for you, you can see your opponent is a tough opponent, you know. That's why you train a lot in the gym, you know. If I think it's not kind of like he's not in my level or things like that, maybe I not like put a lot of work in the gym, you know. And I think that mindset make a great fighters, you know. And that's my mindset. Like he's young, he's hungry. He don't make a lot of wars like I did before, and I think he's look fresh. And this can help him. I put a lot of things to make my opponents bigger than me, you know. And then when I go to the octagon, I try to beat the guy.
Alexandre, bom dia.
dia.
Você já defendeu o seu título 4 vezes. Quais foram os sacrifícios personais que precisavam fazer para manter no topo, e que mensagem você deixa para os jovens que sonham em chegar a seu nível?
Em português?
Yeah.
Depois de defender o título 4 vezes, eu tenho treinado ainda mais. Eu não saio de casa para fazer qualquer coisa. Eu procuro estar muito concentrado. Eu acho que eu aprendi muito. Eu virei um atleta muito melhor depois que eu conquistei o cinturão. Eu acho que o sacrifício maior é sobre isso. Não é sobre o que eu tenho feito, mas o que eu tenho deixado de fazer também. Eu tenho deixado de curtir muitos momentos com a minha família, de estar em lugares com meus filhos, para estar focado 100%. Eu estou com 35 anos agora, eu não tenho tempo nenhum para perder. Eu quero aproveitar muito o tempo que eu tenho agora. Eu me sinto no topo da minha carreira. Então, eu acho que tudo isso tem me ajudado a ser um lutador melhor. Eu entender que eu não tenho tempo para perder, que eu tenho que ser um atleta melhor, que eu tenho que cuidar mais da minha dieta, que eu tenho que cuidar bem do meu sono, que eu tenho que cuidar bem do meu corpo. Eu acho que tudo isso tem me ajudado a ser um lutador melhor. Isso eu vejo na academia, eu tenho treinado melhor, e eu acho que isso vai se refletir dentro do octógono. Eu acho que essa é a mensagem, né? Eu acho que tanto você um pouco mais velho ou mais novo, você tem que entender que o tempo agora conta muito. Então, tudo que você está fazendo agora vai refletir no futuro. Eu tenho dedicado muito do meu tempo, da minha vida, para ser um lutador melhor. E eu acho que esse é o melhor conselho que eu posso dar.
Se você defender o cinturão mais uma vez, como você define o seu legado na divisão? E o que te motiva mais, ser o melhor peso mosca da história ou dominar enquanto poder?
É isso que eu quero. Eu quero ser o melhor peso mosca da história, sem sombra de dúvida. Eu quero ser o melhor lutador do mundo. Eu quero o número 1 do pound for pound. É uma coisa que me motiva muito também. Eu acredito que se eu vencer no sábado, o que vai acontecer é que eu vou querer vencer de novo, né? Eu vou querer ir para a sexta defesa e, como eu falo, se eu vencer no sábado, no domingo eu já não sou mais campeão mundial. Eu vou querer a data e eu vou ter a data certa para saber quando que eu posso ser campeão mundial novamente.
Obrigada.
Obrigado.
Alexandre, just one. O Flamengo é campeão da Libertadores, tetracampeão. Como foi para você como flamenguista?
Foi muito bom, cara. É muito inspirador ver o Flamengo vencendo e como vem vencendo. É muito importante para o Brasil ter um time tão representativo como o Flamengo é. Um time que joga para todas as classes, né? Não só as classes mais pobres, mas todas as classes do Brasil. E o que eu gosto de ressaltar do Flamengo sempre é que o Flamengo primeiro cuidou da casa, né? Ele pagou as contas que devia e aí ele conseguiu estruturar bem o time. Eu acho que isso se reflete muito em qualquer posição na sua vida, né? Seja um time de MMA, seja qualquer outra coisa. Eu acho que você tem que cuidar primeiro do financeiro, fazer as coisas saudáveis E aí você depois consegue usufruir disso tudo. Thank you. No? One more?
All right. What's your plan against Joshua Vance's very accurate and rapid punches?
Sorry?
Joshua Vance, he has record, in accurate punches and very accurate and very rapid. So do you have any plans for that?
My plans is secrets. But everybody know my style fight. When the fight start, I try to complete domination of my opponent. That's what I try to do. My first fight to right now, and what I think is like I have a great opportunity Saturday night to face off one of the best fights of the world. That's what I want.
Okay, so does that mean you prepare different for Joshua Vance than other fighters before?
Of course, we know what the best skills Joshua Van have. Everybody know about his boxing. Everybody know about his takedown defense. And that's a very good combo, And I know that, and then you can figure out what I try to do. But that's some position I see Joshua will talk about that. He don't have a game plan. When he go to the octagon, things happen. I share the same mindset, You can think a lot of things, but when, like Mike Tyson say, when you get the punch in the face, everything change. And I don't like put in my head a lot of game plans. I like to go there, feel the fight, and try to finish my opponent.
Okay. Last question. You mentioned Merab earlier. Will you ever consider going up, before you get older, will you ever consider going up 135 and challenge Merab or something?
Maybe when Merab retire, I try to go another bout, but Merab is too good, But I have a lot of respect for him. Me, my team, talking about that, but we need a lot of time to understand that, change my body to 135. Everybody watches Ellie Young when fight Valentina Shevchenko is complete different, when the size difference. Right. And when you talk about the flyweight, bantamweight divisions, 10 pounds, a lot of difference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh, front right here.
Hey.
We're used to seeing you every month pretty much. So I guess how's it been, not having to prepare for like a quick turnaround and getting an actual full camp to prepare for the champion?
And it feels good to have a full camp, you know what I mean? But I was kind of enjoying the break too, because I take 2 months off and things like that. So now I let my body recover for this hard camp. So I'm very happy with the camp.
Well, I was going to ask, like, how, I guess, physically, how are you feeling after, the back? Because we kept talking about how great that run was, but physically, how are you feeling after that?
Physically, I feel strong, man. I think that my body needed that rest or something, you know what I mean? So now I feel great.
There seems to be this narrative online that, win or lose, Josh Van is still kind of going to bring the heat. Like, it's going to be a potential fight of the night regardless. So I'm sure you want to win, but I guess how proud are you in the fact that in a short amount of time, people are already kind of marking you as, like, can't miss fights?
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Because before the Royval fight, there was like, even if you lose, it's okay, right? So I don't plan on losing, you know what I mean? So I'm here to take that belt from one of the greatest in our division. So that's the goal, and I stay at that.
I heard this story from one of your coaches. I can't remember which one, but he said, like, on day one, he put you through the ringer, and then you stuck around and you kept at this. So I guess from that moment to now, like, I guess, what's been the biggest, difference in learning curve you experienced from your first day in that gym to now preparing to fight who many consider one of the greatest flyweights of all time?
Yeah, my first day in the gym, man, I was just a little cocky as a kid, That thing, I was one of the best fighters in the world, you know what I mean? Now, we got the techniques and all the skill down, and you know what I mean? Just fighting for something more important now.
And with Pantoja, I think, especially the last couple of fights, I think fans kind of know what to expect. He walks forward, he kind of pushes through his opponent's offense, and then looks for the takedown, submits him pretty quickly. So I guess, what are his opponents doing wrong, I guess, that Pantoja can take advantage of seemingly every time he goes out there?
Yeah, like I always say, man, they give him too much respect, and you gotta remember, I'm a counter puncher, so let's see if you want to rush in with that. You know what I mean? We have to wait and see come December 6th.
And I've seen a few of your interviews where people are bringing up this old versus new like narrative, and you don't seem to like that. Like I see you shaking your head right now. So what is it about that narrative that kind of bugs you?
Cause you know, we gotta give credit to Pantoja, man. You know, he's the greatest of all time in my eyes. You know, in our division. So this is what the up and coming versus the great. Yeah.
And since your last fight, you know, Kyoji rejoins the UFC. He got that big win call for the title. Tyra was just in here, and he thinks if he stops Brandon Moreno, he should get the title fight. But when we see these great champions lose, oftentimes they maybe get rebooked in the rematch right away just because he's been the champion for so long. So is Pantoja a guy that if you win, you know you're probably going to have to run it back with right away just based on his resume and the respect the UFC has for him?
Yeah, after I beat Pantoja, you know, that's the UFC to decide who I fight next and things like that. So I don't really worry about nothing else, you know what I mean? There's only one guy's in my mind, that's Pantoja.
Just last one for me. How's, I guess, life changed for the people around you, too? Because it's one thing for you to experience this, but with the people that came along you on this ride, this rapid rise, how have they handled, I guess, the new attention at the gym? And, you know, we've seen you in your church and everything. How's the family kind of reacted to this?
A lot has changed, man. A lot has changed seeing Royval fight, you know. Life is great. That's all I'm going to say, yeah, life is great.
So, Josh, what would it mean to bring the title back to Houston, but also represent Myanmar and have a Myanmar champion?
Yeah, becoming the first Burmese UFC fighter was a history itself too, you know what I mean? And then just not only that, becoming like a UFC champion, it will mean the world to me, you know what I mean? And for Houston, Texas, man, they show me support and things like that, you know what I mean? As soon as they hear about this fight, everybody reaching me out, like, you know, reaching out to me and things like that. They're like, hey, whatever you need, we are here. So Houston, Texas have been supporting me.
Are you still reading all of the comments and videos about your fights?
Oh, for sure. You know, yeah.
What's the funniest one you've seen so far, like, as for a prediction for this fight?
Well, I would say funny because they be like, yeah, Pantoja, you know? It was like, but then one of the funniest thing I read is like, yeah, he's a kid. Even if you lose, it's okay. You know, I think that's dumb. Yeah.
Awesome. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Josh, up front. You and I talked a little bit yesterday about the diet, and there was like some comments about it, about McDonald's and, you know, things like that. There was a former NFL player, Chad Ochocinco, who was like an advocate for McDonald's. He said he ate McDonald's throughout his entire NFL career. Yeah. And his explanation was like, all these guys are out here eating healthy, and these are the guys that are getting hurt. And I'm the guy that's eating like shit, and I haven't had a real bad injury in my whole life. Explain that, you know what I mean? Because a lot of guys are like, man, I don't know if a pro fighter should be eating McDonald's or things like that.
Yeah, man. I get tired of eating healthy stuff. You know what I mean? Like it just look too healthy. You know what I mean? And I train like 3 times a day. So you know, after my strength conditioning, I have like 30 minutes to go to the other gym. So you know what I mean? There's McDonald's in between. So you know what I mean? That's why I always stop by McDonald's and get burritos, hash browns, and an orange juice. Yeah.
Do any of the guys at the gym give you shit for it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My coach is like, yeah, you eating McDonald's? I'm like, yeah.
But there's never been like a weight issue or anything like that?
Nah, man, my weight is always great.
And then we've seen like UFC fighters in the past have kind of like relationships with musicians. Like we'd see McGregor and Drake, or we'd see Dustin Poirier and Lil Wayne. Is there anybody specifically music-wise that you would ever like to, I don't know, link up with before a fight or something like that? Like maybe Chief Keef or, you know, somebody out there.
Yeah, that'd be dope, right, Chief Keef? That's who I come out to almost every fight. So, But nah, I never really thought about that.
Josh, over here.
Hey.
Are you satisfied with your preparation for this fight, in terms of takedown defense and submission defense?
Yeah, yes, I'm very, very happy with my preparation for this fight.
Yeah, because we haven't seen your submission defense, so can you expand that?
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen my submission defense because nobody really tried to submit me. Yeah.
Okay. How did you prepare mentally for this title fight?
My mentor is always ready. You know what I mean. I was ready for the title fight 2 fights ago. You know what I
Okay.
mean. So I'm ready.
Yeah. Last year, this time, you were here with Cody Darden. Right, this time you were early prelim, and then now, in just a year, you're fighting for title fight. How do you feel about that?
I feel great, man. Especially after I see myself on the poster. I look damn good in that poster. You know what I mean. So I'm very, very happy with what's happening right now.
Okay, if you win this fight, do you want to defend the title in the White House?
Yeah, when I win the fight, I want to defend the title wherever the UFC want me to defend it.
Okay. Is it your family, all your family coming? Is it your mom going to be by the ringside supporting you in this fight?
Yes, my mom is always here, you know what I mean, supporting me every fight. So, yes.
Okay, one last question. မြန်မာပရိသတ်တီကိုမြန်မာလူနဲ့နိုင်ငံတကာနဲ့အားပေးနေတဲ့မြန်မာပရိသတ်တီကိုပေါ့နော်မြန်မာလူနဲ့ဗာစကားလေးတစ်ခုဗာများပြောချင်လဲ
မြန်မာပရိသတ်တွေအကုန်လုံးတို့ကျွန်တော်အရင်ဝန်တာပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်ကိုအားပေးရတဲ့လူတွေလည်းကျွန်တော်ဝန်တာပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်အကောင်းဆုံးကြိုးစားမယ်ပြီးရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့UFC ကပတ်ကိုယူမယ်
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joshua, over here.
Hey.
You just mentioned how important it is for you to represent your country and also Houston. But what does it mean for you to represent the new era of fighters? Because you will be the first fighter born in the 2000s to fight for the title belt.
Yeah, it feels great to represent the younger generation. You know what I mean? Like, look at that shit. Like, the 20s. You know what I mean? The first guy to born in the 2000s. That's history too. You know what I mean? So now I'm just feeling like every time I fight, there's history, the new history and things like that. So I feel great.
And some people have questioned how fast that you have climbed to the title shot. Do you think this fight against Pantoja is the right moment to prove people that you are exactly where you're meant to be?
Yes, I feel like this is the right time, the perfect timing. You know what I mean? So, because mentally and physically, I'm prepared.
Thank you, Joshua.
Josh, one more. Just because I know people are going to bring it up, you called Pantoja the GOAT at flyweight, and people are obviously going to kind of clip that and say, oh, what about DJ? Some people think he's the greatest fighter in any weight class. So I guess why do you consider Pantoja the GOAT over Demetrius Johnson?
Well, I started watching UFC fight after 2017, so like I don't really see Demetrius Johnson fight. So you know what I mean. All I see is Pantoja, and you know what I mean. When he got the belt, that was when I made my debut and things like that. So, you know, I was kind of used to seeing him at the top. So, you know, that's why I say he's the greatest of all time.